Yo people, it's your boy Gilly here, and we are back with the fourth episode of Movie Monday. If you haven't seen this before, go check out the other episodes, I explain it there. But I think we're that far into the series where I can sort of just start straight away with it. So, if you're here and you're still watching, you must know how we do this by now. And let's just get straight into the 5 movies I rolled for this week. We started it off with 250, 213, 210, 136, and 125. Now, all 5 movies we rolled for this week are all in the bottom half of the top 250. And quick little spoiler, I think it might have been the best collective of movies that I've picked yet. And you'll know why I say that when you get a bit, deeper into the video. So let's just get started straight away with number 250. We have La Petite Ladies. Now, I think I'm saying that right. It might be La Petite, but it actually translates to Lost Ladies. Now, this was completely new experience, and yes, it is number 250. This is the last movie in the top 250. Does that mean it was bad in any way? Absolutely not. I will call it Lost Ladies from now on. Lost Ladies was great movie. I don't know what I was expecting going into it, but I wasn't disappointed in any way. And I guess I went into it expecting like this. I'll say I expected this level. And honestly, I think it returned back to me this. It wasn't this, but it returned back to me this level. And there was a lot of stuff that I enjoyed that I wouldn't think I enjoyed. For example, humor in this was pretty good. Dramatically and tension and suspense, Lost Ladies was very good at giving this. I think the characters, the acting as well was amazing. For an international movie, something I'm obviously a bit less accustomed to, especially from this region. Very, very impressed. Acting was great, dialogue was great. The costumes, obviously, these cultured sort of costumes and sets the tone for the movie so well, and I absolutely adore it. I think pacing-wise, I do think there was a slight issue with the pacing. It took a bit long to get where we wanted to get to, but I enjoyed the depth of it, and it is one of those movies where if you connected with it more, you might have even broken a tear. I just didn't quite reach that level, but it was close. I'll give it that. It was close, especially with that ending. Great portrayal of moral issues and issues that are just reflected in modern day society. If you haven't watched it, it is on Netflix. I would suggest it for sure. And I'm going to give Lost Ladies a 4 out of 5. Okay, now moving on to an absolute cult classic. Number 213, we have Rocky. It's just great in so many different ways. And I'm starting off with this because I do feel like my official rating will be a letdown for some of the people watching this. It is brilliant. Don't get me wrong. It is absolutely amazing. The score, even like the boxing, I think the boxing scenes were like so much better than some of the boxing stuff we get these days. Characterization and build up is brilliant. Like, in terms of how predictable it is, I wouldn't say it was very, that predictable. So, again, another point in my books. My one underlying issue would be, I just don't think I connected well enough to, Rocky. Yeah, I can see the depth in it. Sure. And I think I could see it more in the start of the movie when, he was trying to speak to Adrian and she just wasn't really budging. Do you know what I mean? When they did start to get together, and it's like she went from this really shy and distant person to becoming so attached and so talkative and comforting really quickly that it didn't really feel in character for me. It didn't feel authentic. So I will actually give Rocky a 4 out of 5. And like I'm saying, for a lot of you out there, it probably would be a perfect 5, but I guess it's just not really my type of movie, and it could have been if it was a bit more heavy, heavy on our heart. So yeah, 4 out of 5 it is. Okay, now I'm gonna quickly reflect back to what I said at the start when I said this is probably the best collective five that I have watched in every episode. And you're probably listening to me like you've just given two fours. Like how can that possibly correlate? Because these next three movies I'm gonna have an absolute joy and pleasure of speaking about. So let's just get straight into it. With number 210, we have Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, made in 1939, directed by Frank Capra. Yeah, so this movie is just an absolute, like, roller coaster of emotions. So the protagonist, right? Mr. Smith is this sort of ranger, scout, whatever you call it, and he gets elected for US Senator, right? He's sort of this naive and I want to say slow, like naive, slow. You start off with a pity for him because you think he doesn't know what he's getting himself into. Like, this is going to be bad. Like, this is going to reflect badly on his character and he's going to get skinned out there, essentially. As it goes on, you kind of develop this emotional bond with this character that's it's like he's growing up on screen with you. And the same way how in Rocky, where I said Adrian sort of goes from this shy, distant person and just clicks into this attached, clingy person. This is the complete opposite because it transitions so well. It's so fluid. It's like you see every step of the character growth. And that was what Rocky was missing for me. With this movie, it's so beautiful and devastating, but it can be fun. Like, when I meant it was a roller coaster of emotions, you start with this fun, adventurous tone. By the end, you're quite literally gripping onto the edge of your seat. Sometimes you're even like about to shed a tear. And I'll say in my case, my eyes did get somewhat watery because like that whole end sequence and this whole sort of collective of emotions building up into that climax at the end. It's so brilliant. It's so well made. The shots of him in the Senate, the close-ups of his face when he's sweaty and his hair's all messed up and he's got the papers in his hands. It's honestly so close to being a masterpiece and so close to a perfect 5. The only reason I'm not giving it a 5, I think, is because that sort of middle section of the movie, the whole romance thing, I think, well, I won't say that it didn't belong because it definitely did belong. And it did help towards building up that ending, but I guess it just wasn't as good as the rest of the movie. But then again, like I'm saying, it wasn't bad at all. It was definitely a good part of it. It's just the rest is so much like more superior. I'm going to give Mr. Smith Goes to Washington a 4.5 out of 5. Like I'm saying, it's just great in so many ways, if not every way. Moving on to number 136, we have Some Like It Hot. Now, if you haven't already found out by the title, or if you don't know, I'll give you some context. This stars Marilyn Monroe. She just absolutely steals the show in this comedy slash romance slash drama. It is absolutely sensational. The scenes are tantalizing. Like, it's one of those things where if you really want to see art on film, you have to watch Some Like It Hot. And it's kind of like Barry Lyndon. With Barry Lyndon, every scene... Sorry about that, guys. My light actually ran out of battery, so we're in a little bit more of a bit of a sketchier setup. But yeah, like I was saying, sorry, with Barry Lyndon, it's sort of this, every scene is a portrait. Every scene's a painting. It's beautiful. It's art on screen. With Some Like It Hot, it's not exactly like a portrait, but with every single scene and dialogue, it feels genuinely like living art. And I think that's the thing with Marilyn Monroe. She sort of evokes that in the way she acts, the way she looks, the way she dresses. Every single bit of her acting game is so perfectly orchestrated. And I absolutely love that about this movie. It's honestly so fun. It's hilarious at points. Everything is so well made, and the costumes and the sets, that boat scene, oh my god, like I had to post a couple of pictures from the movie on my Insta story because of how beautiful it looked and how like aesthetically pleasing it was. Some Like It Hot, I am 100% going to give it a 5 out of 5 without a shadow of a doubt. Amazing movie, pretty much perfect. And yeah, I guess we'll move on to the last movie of this video. Okay, so moving on to number 125. This is the last movie we have for this episode, and was it fantastic? And yes, it was. Number 125, Bicycle Thieves. One of the most emotionally deep movies I have watched in a while, and I think that speaks levels because an international movie, you know, this really old picture, it's so pure and so deep. It just feels real in every single aspect. And a huge shout out to Enzo Staiolo, which was the actor of the kid. He was just like perfectly played. Like every single act he done, you wanted to cry, you wanted to jump up and down in joy, you wanted to just be there, you wanted to be in the movie for him, and he absolutely smashed it out of the park, along with the protagonist. I'm not sure what the actor's name is called, I'm very sorry about that, but Antonio, which is his name, he again just displayed this insanely deep performance, and it really makes you think, like, living in this post-World War II depression in Italy, it's like you know the ins and outs because of how these characters act and how they feel and the stuff they're going through. In a piece like this, the most important thing, especially when you have a father and son bond that carries the whole movie, is that emotional depth, and they absolutely smashed it out of the park. It was just unreal, if I'm being honest. And my only tiny complaint I have for this movie is the ending. I think the ending could have been a slightly bit longer. I wanted it a little bit more of a push, especially because I was so invested in that end. And I did kind of see it coming that he was going to do what he did. It's just so fantastic. I loved it so much. I'm going to give Bicycle Thieves a 4.5 out of 5. And yeah, that is it for this week's episode. It probably is going to be late again this week. I'm so sorry. I will try to get back onto schedule. If you haven't followed the letterbox, please do. I'll put it up on the screen right now. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you for the reception on the last video. It has been absolutely popping off. It's been blowing up. And yeah, I hope you lot stay. If you are a first time viewer, please go check out all of my other videos. Drop a like, drop a comment. If you want to have a conversation about any movies, any of the movies in this video in particular, please do. I'm available and online pretty much all the time. So next time I will see you lot will be after the new year. So have a good New Year's, and I hope you lot's Christmas was good. I hope you lot are in a good mood. And yeah, enjoy yourselves out there. Don't get into any trouble, and peace.